All right, Akira Kurosawa's Japanese classic High and Low is still a must-see among film fans. More than 6 decades after its release, now it's been reimagined by director Spike Lee in his latest team-up with Denzel Washington. It's a crucial part of this plot here, a character played by an acclaimed actor, Jeffrey Wright. You know him. ABC News Live Prime anchor Linsey Davis spoke with him earlier this week about starring in his very first Spike Lee joint.
Jeffrey, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
So this is a remake of a Japanese film.
Yes.
When did you first see it? Had you seen that movie before you started shooting this one?
I'm ashamed to say I had not.
Okay.
Because it's a stunning film, Kurosawa. It's actually based on a book by a writer named Ed McBain. He was a New York writer. So in some ways, yes, Spike is reimagining Kurosawa's film, but it's in some ways bringing it back home to New York. But it's a wonderful film. It's very specifically Japanese, the original, and particularly the relationship between the character that Denzel plays and I play is a very specific Japanese, very specific kind of caste hierarchy.
What you think?
I think you gotta be a little crazy sometimes in this world to get what you want.
And how does that transfer with having an all-black cast? Especially when you're talking about those issues of caste and hierarchy.
What we decided on here was that, yes, there's a hierarchy between the two characters. One is employer, one's employee, but there's a friendship.
What is that? Insurance. That's Jake from State Farm.
That predates that. They grew up together. Denzel happened to go on to become successful. I took a more circuitous route through the prison system. And so there's this tension there between, this friendship and these professional responsibilities, and then the further tensions are built on this inciting incident in the beginning of the film, in which his loyalty to that friendship, Denzel is tested. There's a kidnapping, and the question is, are you going to pay the ransom?
Right now, you're asking me for $17.5 million. That's all people do is ask me for stuff. Can you give me this?
Son.
Can you give me
That's
that?
your son,
They
too.
just want me to pay it.
So you'd worked with Denzel before, but this is your first Spike Lee joint.
Yes.
How did you end up as a part of it, and what did you think about working with Spike?
Well, Spike and I have threatened to work together many times before. I've known Spike almost since I moved to New York in the late 80s. He is so dedicated to film, to the process, and so dedicated to the city of New York. And to see him film in New York is really to understand him on a different level. In New York cinema, you have Scorsese and De Niro, and you have Spike Lee and Denzel. So I felt really privileged to be a part of that.
And you and I were talking about this earlier. Explain what it was like to work with your real son, playing father-son, the same duo from real life on screen.
It was really wonderful. It was, I'm so proud of him, and I had very little to do with him getting the role. Spike came up to me on a Friday. We were rehearsing. He said, "Yeah, Elijah's auditioning with Denzel on Monday." I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Okay."
You already had the role.
I had the role. Yeah. I said, "Okay." So that following Monday, around the time they were supposed to be auditioning, I get a call, and I say, "Hello?" And it's Denzel. He says, "Oh man," he said, "he did the best he could, but I don't think it's gonna work out. Wish him luck, but he can't see it happening." And I said, "Wait a minute, man. You're calling from his phone. What's going on here?" So he said, "Yeah, man." He said he did wonderfully and he got the role. But beyond that, that's one thing, is getting the job. But what he did when the cameras rolled on set was really nuanced and subtle and authentic in a way that I found myself having to kind of step up my game. There was just a genuineness about his performance and a groundedness, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, okay, I got to keep up here. It was really fantastic. It was quite proud of him. Quite proud of him.
You have this movie out, 2 Emmy nominations, lots of acclaim, of course, from American Fiction.
Yeah.
About to go to London
Yes.
to shoot. How do you describe this moment in your career?
And I could never stop thanking you for what you did for me.
I think what I most appreciate about where I am now is that I've been able to place myself in circumstances that are really fertile and creative and with quality collaborators like Spike Lee and Denzel Washington and my son. I'm going back to London tomorrow to continue work on The Agency. That's with Michael Fassbender and Richard Gere. We have a ball working together. I can't complain. Yeah, I've got some good work to do, and a fair amount of it.
Jeff, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Really
you, Linsey.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And he is such a cool guy. Our thanks to Linsey and Jeffrey Wright. Highest to Lowest hits theaters on Friday, and then it starts streaming pretty quickly on Apple TV Plus on September 5th. We're excited for that.